HipHopGamer.
Ready for war, rigid the core, never ignore, sweating your pores, breathing is all, allergies more, time is up. I'm back with it, black gifted, bad business, mad lyrics, flash image, brass physics, don't stop, sick with it, sick of illa, get you throwing up a lung of liver, that's the type of metaphor, the force of healthy temperatures, Richard never get it, their position never ministers, so many make mistakes and that's the greatest of literature, picture perfectionist, never resist, me and the gift, cause what I give is 100% of everything I am that you never read.
That's incredible, baby.
Yeah, that's just a little something, you know what I mean? The 660. Who said gamers can't rap?
You think it's a game?
660 with HipHopGamer.
660, baby.
It's on now, son. The go to the game, baby. Yo, what's up? It's the go to the game, HipHopGamer, Hot 97, Logitech, GAMD, and we are here right now. I'm telling you right now, son, because not everybody can say the things that this man can say. You know what I mean? Already 22 years old, I believe, or at 22 years old, this dude already done surpassed a lot of people doing things in the gaming industry. This dude is nice in Gears of War. When I mean nice, I mean #1 in Gears of War. This dude will take the chainsaw gun and rip you in half immediately. I'm telling you, give it up. All the way from Chi-Town, Chicago, stand up. Show your love for the 100,000 about to be $1 million man himself, the one, the only, Javon Williams. My dude, yo, what's going on, baby? How you feel, son?
Good, man. I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. It's wonderful to be here. You know, had this conversation with you, man. I'm just happy. Let's get to it, bro.
Yo, let's set it off. We're gonna go back to the Xbox 360. Ooh. So in 2006, this is when Gears of War dropped. And it was one of those moments where it was like, yo, Microsoft, they don't only got Halo no more. You know what I'm saying? They got a new banger. Gears of War shocked the world. Marcus Phoenix, Dom, Coltrane, like it's crazy. What gravitated to you? Like what was that moment, that feeling that when you saw this game, what was the relationship that formed when you saw Gears of War for the first time, bro?
All right, so I'm be honest. I didn't play Gears of War 1 too much because when it dropped, I was 6 years old. You know what I mean? We going all the way back. You feel me? But I will say what captivated me, like most other players, is just seeing the chainsaw work, man. That was something new. You know what I mean? That people wasn't used to. You know what I mean? You could rip somebody in half. It felt so personal, and that's what made Gears of War great. You know what I mean? It's a personal shooter. Like other games, you know, you get quick kills. Other than that, Gears of War, you got to work for it every time.
So now let me ask you this, man. One of the most profound and prolific parts of Gears of War, gameplay-wise, came from this game called Kill Switch. Now, I'm not sure if you ever played Kill Switch, but Kill Switch is the game that made the cover system immaculate for all video games. So if you talk to Cliffy B himself, he'll tell you. But Gears of War is a better, more polished version of Kill Switch. So my question is, have you ever played or even heard of Kill Switch? And if you haven't, is that something that you would be willing to at least check out now that I brought it to your attention?
I would 100% be interested in checking out. I actually didn't even know about it. You're literally educating them like on it right now. I didn't know it had a foundation like that. I thought Gears was built up on its own. I didn't know it had inspiration like that. That's actually fire to know now.
Yeah, son, Kill Switch. There's a game called Kill Switch. You play Kill Switch, you're going to lose your mind. You're going to be like, wow, this is where Gears got it from.
Was it from 360?
Nah, this is way back. This is
okay.
This is Kill Switch was on PS2, and this was before the Xbox 360 had dropped. Because you gotta remember, Xbox 360 was going up against the PS3.
Right.
So that was that era. You know what I'm saying? So that's how crazy it was. So now, one thing I want to ask you is, from a professional standpoint, before you got into the profession of games and going to tournaments and being part of the culture of esports, how did you develop your profession as a person, like your character? How was you able to handle being a professional personality-wise?
Oh, how was I able to handle it? I'm gonna be honest. I actually wasn't ready, man. It came in me way too fast, to be honest. And
Wow.
I was young. You know what I mean? I went pro when I was 17, 16. So to me, yeah,
Wow.
I'm hopping on the stage in front of thousands of viewers. And I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous. Let's be real. I had some nerves I had to get over, but that's just one of those things that came with me with experience. So like, as I got into it more, as I done more interviews, I got more comfortable. So finding myself, I always make sure I was being my, as genuine as I can, being me, and just keeping it clean.
No, so now, even though it all that stuff, it was like a big rush, and you standing in front of thousands of people and stuff like that, what allowed you to be able to block out the noise and focus on the goal at hand to allow you to be so successful in this space, especially going from Gears of War and now looking into going at Apex and stuff like that? Like, how was you able to handle that pressure? Because that's the part right there that will determine how far you go. Anybody can get somewhere, but how you keep it, how you maintain it, how you grow from it, that's what shows the character. So how was that transition for you, bro?
I'm gonna be honest, man. For me, get into that. It just has to do with preparation, man. Hard work beats talent when talent not working hard. You feel me? So it's
Ooh.
just you keep it pushing, you keep on working, man, and that confidence is gonna stay in you. So like that's how I was able to make that transition. Went pro in Apex in 6 months. You know what I mean? It's just like you just put the work in. Simple as that. You put the work in. Study the
Now,
game.
Now, what I want to ask you is, because I want to talk to you more about how you study the game and how you prepare, because there's only one number one, so your preparation and the way you see things plays a role. Now, what I want to ask you is, from a social standpoint, what was it like, being a black gamer in this particular space, breaking down those barriers? You know what I'm saying? Because I definitely know what it was like for me in my journalism side. But what was it like for you, especially in a game like Gears of War and being around that type of crowd? How was you able to persevere through those challenges?
All right. So as far as Gears of War already had a more diverse network. So I was able to fit in relatively easier. Like a lot of players are from
Mm.
New York, you know what I mean? They're from the
Mm.
East Coast. So, I was able to fit in and get in there like, quick. Actually, my first pro team when I signed to Rise Nation, full minority team. It was so it's like that's easy
Wow.
connection there. You feel me? And now going to Apex, I'm more out of the box. So I feel like I had to change myself a little bit, the way I speak, the way I just operate in general, just so I could, have a more comfortable environment.
Wow, that's interesting. So what's the biggest difference between Apex and Gears of War in terms of gameplay wise and community wise? What have you been
Mm.
seeing and feeling in that area?
So gameplay wise, Gears of War third person, Apex first person, but they both have what makes me like Apex so much is that it has that you have to work for your kill feeling. So the time to kill in that game
Mm.
is pretty high, just like Gears of War is. So that makes me able to fit in pretty easy. Now, as far as community, I'm the only black pro in the game, man. So it's different. It's different, man. It's just, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've had a few rough things happen so far that I might have had to do my race. Getting called aggressive. Just having to change yourself a little bit. But that's just making me fit in, and I actually like that I have to be in this uncomfortable spot because
Mm.
getting used to being uncomfortable is probably the best thing that I can do with your mental.
Ooh. Yo, did y'all hear that? Like, the best thing that ever happened is being uncomfortable because it helps grow your mental. Wow, bro, that's a bar. That's crazy, son. So now, one thing I want to get back to the Gears of War situation. So a lot of times, especially somebody in their 20s and stuff like that, when you get a lot of money, that could come with a lot of bad situations too. Getting a lot of money too fast and stuff like that. So when you first saw that 100,000 plus, and also realizing that you can make money in other areas because of who you are in this particular space, how has your business acumen been developed now that you're making this money? And now that I'm pretty sure you're learning more about how money actually works. How have you been handling this on your end? And what can you teach us and educate us, through your experience of managing your money in this space?
All right. So yeah, that is a huge thing. Cause I'm gonna be honest, my financial literacy was not up there when I was about 16, 17, man. I was buying all the Jordans, you know what I mean? I'm getting all the designer clothes. I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those. All right. But to be honest, I have, man, my family, they helped me so much, man. Off rip, we were early on like the Turo game. So we were doing like car rental businesses. My first ever car was a vet, you know what I mean? So I started off pretty high tiered for my age. I'm pulling up to high school in the vet. It's a little different.
Wow.
You get some eyes, and I was into all the flashy stuff. But I would say that might be a small regret. I could have definitely invested more, started another business, done some Airbnbs or anything, a merch brand. And that's what I'm actually getting to later on. Started clothing brand and stuff. That's more high fashion streetwear because I'm just into that. And yeah, it's just financial literacy is everything, man. Save up, you can live on your own, be comfortable and do what you love.
Now, how do you operate? I'm not sure if you live by yourself, but I know you're from Chicago. But
I do now.
Now you're in Florida, right?
Yeah.
So what is it like, relationship wise, when you are on your own and you're dealing with these things, or even like the good times and bad times, but you still kind of like by yourself in a way? You know what I'm saying? How is that healthy for you? But also, do you have those moments where you may feel like, like I need some people around me, or I miss my family? Or how do you cope with the good along with things that may not be so good or may not be so healthy? Because that's what's going to continue your success. How do you deal with that? What's your strategy? What's your outlet?
That is an amazing question, man. And what makes it so great is you said outlet. The thing is, gaming as a whole is the outlet. So being able to connect with my family and stuff like that is real easy. I could just hop in the game with them. I could talk to them on Discord, any type of, voice communication app. And we just, run up, have fun, talk about anything that happened in the past, or I'll just fly out there. It keeps it easy because I'm not gonna lie. A lot of like the best friends I made was part of the gaming community. I have a lot of day ones from it, from my old teams and stuff. We kept in touch. A lot of people that, I worked with or just met some, some more celebrities type, just rappers, all that. And it's just keep in touch, man. Gaming as a whole just brings everybody together because everybody enjoys it.
Now, facts, man. So now what would you say to the naysayers though? Because you still got parents and you still got certain people that'll be like, and you still see it on social media too. Even some other channels, they'll be like, I don't want nobody playing no games and stuff like that. They need to be this and that. Like, you still get those things. Or gaming, I don't get it. Like, why do you do this? Like, yeah, there's money, but still, is it really lucrative? Like, why are you doing this? It's for kids. You still got those people with the old mentalities. Yeah. So besides being living proof of, the ignorance that may come with somebody that don't know, how do you potentially educate those that don't know to show them that, this is a legitimate pathway that could change your life? And also, especially when it comes to a lot of kids, it's a proven fact that gaming helps increase cognitive skills as well. So what are your thoughts on your experience on how you could educate and give back?
I love that question so much because I started off young. I'm not gonna lie, my parents were my first hurdle, to be real. They were old school. They didn't believe in this being a thing. They thought I was just putting too much time into something that's not going to give me some type of return. So being able to discover that there's, a high prize money tournaments and stuff, and I could just jump into it easily. Like, within the click of a button, that's what helped me so much. And what made it even better is my parents are ones that if I show them results, they're going to let me do what I got to do. You know what I mean? So I flew out to my first tournament, man. I gave them some results, and that's pretty much it. But other than that, if you don't have to take the tournament route, you don't got to take the pro gamer route. There's two different versions of being a pro gamer. There's one that does tournaments, and there's one that's very good at content creation. So if you start early on content creation, your numbers are going to skyrocket. You know what I mean? People love to see that. Being young and being good at anything is an amazing marketing tool.
Got you, got you. Now, one of the things that I tell a lot of people, especially from the content creation standpoint, now this is my take on it, and I want to know what your take on it is, how you look at it, because you just mentioned about your numbers are skyrocket. So, my question to you is based on who you've done business with and relationships that you got, how important are the numbers? And the reason why I'm saying that is because, well, I want you to answer it first before I tell you what I'm going to tell you. But my question to you is, when it comes to the numbers, how important are the numbers versus how important you make the numbers?
Oh, okay. I would say the numbers are very important, but only if your community is tight, right? So you have a perspective that you want to maintain, whether it be your personality, whether it be your skill, you know what I mean, or anything, you know what I mean, however you want to have people perceive you. So
okay,
I would say numbers are important to a point where you are comfortable, you're able to be yourself, be genuine. But if your numbers are smaller and you feel extremely comfortable, that's also just as good. It's just as good, like, you know, mentally, you know, to have that type of return.
Okay. So now the reason why I wanted to bring that up to you, because I, like, whenever I'm asked this question, whatever, I always tell content creators, because I see a lot of people do it all the time. Like, they'll post their, I just hit 1 million, I just hit 300K, or these are my Twitch stats for this month, and check this out, and work with me and stuff like that. And the thing is, what I see is a lot of people showing off their numbers as a way to say, give me a chance. Give me opportunity. Look at my numbers. I'm this. Give me this. Look at my numbers. Why don't you bring me on and do this for me? And to me, what it's a the way I look at it is coming from a crippling mentality, meaning that I got all this stuff just for you to pick me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Versus with numbers or without numbers, I'm the GOAT, period, because of what I do and what I've done and what I bring to any table, and the fact that I built my own. So the point I'm trying to say is, I tell a lot of content creators, don't lead with your number value, because if your number is up, then you up. If your number is down, then you down. But then where does that leave who you are? So I always want to make sure that who you are is more valuable than the number that you can potentially produce. So what are your thoughts on that in terms of leading with who you are first versus leading with your results or leading with your stats?
I mean, hey, that just keeps you genuine, man. Like, some people fake it. I'm not gonna lie, they fake their personalities and stuff, and they get caught out, they get exposed for doing something they're not supposed to be doing because that's just not who they are. Or, you know, they have hidden things in their life. To be real, you want to keep genuine first, man, because it's so easy to make content that way, man. You just being yourself. You're just chilling. There's nobody that can tell you to do you better than you. That's real. Thanks. So it's like, it's just, I would say, man, it's important to not really look at numbers, because numbers don't always mean that you're credible in that area, to be real. It doesn't. Not at all. Not even close. I can have 0 followers on everything, but the truth is, I won LAN events. You know what I mean? I still made the money. I still made the accolades. I still have my achievements. Numbers do not always equal everything, man. That's not how it is at all.
Got it. So that's why I wanted to stay on that topic a little bit more, because people get so caught up in the numbers and the subscribers and the likes and the followers. And then, like, if you ain't popping or if you ain't lit, because, like, you got people that's like that. They'll look at you. If they don't know you, they'll look at you, and then they'll look at you like, and then if they see your numbers, even though they don't know you, but if they see your numbers, they're like, oh, I don't do business with, I don't even know, because you don't value me. You value what you can get out of me, or you value what you can get through being associated with me, because you see in my stats, you see my results. And I don't operate like that, because that's short term. That's not long term. And I'm all about longevity. You know what I'm saying? Anybody could get an A on the test or 100 on the test, but can you get 100 for 10 years straight? That's a different type of conversation. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody can pull that off. So now what I want to ask you is, the team that you're with is Rise, right?
Yeah.
So,
yes, sir.
So why did Rise choose you, and why did you choose Rise? Because anything that you dedicate time to or put yourself in is also a reflection, you know, of you in these decisions. So why choose Rise, and why did Rise choose you?
All right, man. I love that question too, man. All right, to start off, I reached out to Rise first after I went pro. And I'm gonna be real. The number one reason, like, I didn't care about the numbers or anything like that. The number one reason I reached out to him was because it was a Black-owned organization. I'm gonna be real.
Wow. Talk about it.
They got Roger Saffold. I was watching him in the Super Bowl right after playing Call of Duty with him. You feel me? So it was just a dope experience. Kareem Horsley. These dudes, I'm not even kidding. Early in my career, like, I wouldn't have made it this far. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I didn't understand what a gaming setup is. I was just playing at the crib. I didn't understand how much performance means, or, like, you know, specs mean in my monitor, my computer, and stuff like that. They literally bought my entire first setup. Like, they invested in me in a crazy way. That's like a blessing for real. Like, my entire first setup, desk, computer, monitors, they got everything from me off rip, because it's like, yo, we believe in you. You know what I mean? You stay here, you keep grinding, man, you gonna win champipionships. Because I just had the mindset already. You know what I mean? I came with that. They appreciated it, and they're in a way higher standing. So they also like serve as mentors too. You know what I mean? Like, they're like people you could, you know, aspire to work towards, you know, having things that they've accomplished. You know, so got NFL players, got, you know, played overseas and all that. It's just fire, man. They let me network with them and meet so many people that they know, man. I can't be more grateful.
Wow, that sounds more than a team. It sounds like a real family.
It's a
like
family.
Family. That's wow. Yeah. Yo, you gotta hook me up with the CEO of Rise. I gotta interview him too and ask him about you. Like, as well. You know what I'm saying? I definitely gotta do that. That'd be incredible. 100%. So now this is Hot 97, bro. So I gotta ask you a major question, man. What's some of the music that you listen to before you go into a tournament to leave with that #1 stamp of approval flag? Because you're the best, B. You know what I'm saying? So what's some of the music that you like grind out to when you're using that chainsaw gun, son? Talk to me, son.
All right, now, you know, you're from Chicago, man. So I had to listen to some G Herbo, some King Von.
Oh, word?
100%.
Let's 100%. Go.
That gets you in that mentality to take over. You feel me? So I was listening to that, you know, Dirk, and
shout out to Dirk.
Get me right. They just get me right for sure. So it just helped. It gives you that killer mindset. You know, you're just ready to take over.
Yo, that's crazy. So now I gotta ask you this, man. With you've done so much already, what I want to ask you is, when you're playing games like Gears of War and being the best at it, just because you're the best doesn't mean you can't get better. Like, there's always a level, like, you know, to get to. So have you had conversations with, like, the coalition to potentially be an advisor on, like, the next Gears of War? Because I know the next Gears of War is being built off the Unreal Engine 5. Has there been situations where y'all had conversations on, like, yo, like, you should add this, or you should add that, you should change this up? So how influential have you been in the development of the very game that you're #1 at?
You know, that's an amazing, like, question, because the coalition is one of those companies. Not every company does this, but I've had a major voice in the development of Gears of 5. A major voice. I mean, I'm getting updates constantly changed, helping them fix bugs, find things on a consistent level. And that even becomes a backup plan. Like, there's players that have been pro in the game and they started working for the coalition. So, like, there's opportunities that come because of that. So if you want to make it into a career where you're a game developer, it's extremely easy to just transition into that. You know what I mean? Like, I love that part. Then coalition, they're special because of that. For real.
Wow. Yo, that's crazy. So let me ask you this. You know, Gear 6 is coming. It's being built off of Unreal Engine 5. Is there anything that you can share or have seen, or that you had potentially a direct input on, considering that they move into a new engine to make this game? Is there anything that you can share with us regarding Gear 6, man? Because I think that's going to be out of this world.
I can't, man. I don't really know much, man. I can't even lie. I wish I had something for you. I don't got nothing for you, dude.
Okay,
I just know it's gonna be an amazing game. We got great developers that listen to the community, which is the '1 thing. And I just know that it's gonna just be like it's gonna be a completely next gen Gears.
Wow. So when you say completely next gen, do you mean is built from the ground up, completely next gen?
Yeah. Built from the ground up. That's what they're doing on Unreal Engine 5. So it's taking so long. So They doing it from scratch. I don't think they're using Gears 5 as a base because it's a different engine, you know. So
Yeah.
it's gonna feel entirely different.
So let me ask you this, because there's been a lot of tech demos with Unreal Engine 5 and stuff like that, things that we've seen, especially with the, you know, the Matrix, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Like all this stuff is crazy. Do you know some of the potentially the new technologies that they're gonna adopt in that? Because you know you got nanite and lumen and all this other stuff. Like, do you know some of the technologies that they're gonna use? Like, or do you know the level of detail we can potentially see on a game that's built from the ground up on UE5 that's a flagship title like a Gear 6?
All I know is that Gears, they do not miss with the quality that they bring with like graphics, like off rip. So I already know that we're gonna see some real, just gory, you know, extremely detailed, you know, just crazy stuff going on in Gears. So as far as graphics, I know they're gonna bring that for sure. But I don't know too much when it comes to the mechanics of the game, you know, like how the movement is gonna change and feel, because that's just the direction they're gonna bring in their own, just from, you know, from using UE5.
Got you, yo. I can't wait to see this. Like, one of the things that I hope they do is I hope they have better dismemberment within the animations when you're using the chainsaw gun.
Yes.
Meaning, like, imagine you got the chainsaw gun and you cut somebody in half, but then like they still coming after you, but half their arm is gone, and then you cut the other half and they still coming after you, and then both of their arms is split, and then you just take their head off. Like that type of level of dismemberment with a chainsaw gun, I think that'd be crazy. And you know what I think it'd be crazy? If you use your chainsaw gun and let's say your chainsaw gun gets stuck in the actual like enemy, and you got to put your foot on them to like
that could be fire. That could be like a button command and stuff too. That could be fire.
I think that would be on a whole nother level. So that's just like wishful thinking, but I believe that they could take it that far. So I got a couple more questions. Yeah, I got a couple more questions. I want to wrap it up. But my next question to you, man, going over to Apex, if you know who's the #1 player in Apex right now, and what words do you got for that person? Because I'm pretty sure your experience being #1 in Gears of War, you don't want nothing less for yourself wherever else you go. So what's up, bro? Talk that talk, son. What we doing, son?
The #1 player in Apex is Imperial Hal. I'm not gonna lie, he's a monster, man. This man is a leader, you know, through and through. He's very thorough on everything that he does. And I'm gonna come from him, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna take his work and I'm gonna evolve it.
Ooh, I respect it. I respect that. That's crazy right there. So now, to wrap this up, what I want to ask you is, when you think about just your life coming up in the gaming space, your family, your friends, everybody that's around you, what's a moment in your life where you felt like you was at your lowest and things couldn't get any worse, but you managed to find strength in that moment that allowed you to be #1 and successful today?
you know, it's funny. That's actually the best part, probably, because gaming is an outlet. I won my first event after I had like a crazy like just breakup. I'm not gonna lie, because I dug so deep into the game that I just lived it. Like I lived it day by day. I mean, I'm going to sleep. I'm looking at maps to build strats. I'm making new metas up. And I brought it to my team, and I just had a different level of just energy. Like I've always been good at being able to channel all of my energy, whether it's positive or negative, into what I'm doing. So that helped me out, man. That helped me out a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
Wow. It's amazing how a breakup turned into a turn up. You know what I'm saying? And now you're #1.
Man.
From a breakup to a turn up. And now you're #1. Yo, I'm telling you right now, yo, Jay, it was an honor, beyond an honor to have you on the show, to have you on Hot 97. It's crazy right now. You know what I'm saying? Now, for me, I'm the GOAT of the game when it comes to this, but you also the GOAT of the game when it comes to Gears of War, and you're about to be the GOAT of the game when it comes to Apex. What I want to ask you before we get out of here is, with games like Gears of War and games like Apex, if you work with a company, a publisher, and they had like $10 million, and they're like, hey, Javon, we want to make an entirely new game, something that we never seen before, and we want your creative expertise on this project. What game is Javon Williams, his dream game, a game that he wants to make that doesn't exist yet, with the right budget? You got everything you want, everything you need to make it happen. What is that game before we get up out of here?
I'm going to make a movement-based battle royale game. So we got Apex battle royale, right? We got Gears of War, so arena shooter. You combine both of them, you make a battle royale. I think that could be some great things going on, man. I think you got some nice battle royale is a trend right now. You got Fortnite, you got Warzone. You do something like that with a third-person like game that has that type of cover system, I think it'd be fire.
Oh, you know what's crazy? There's no battle royale game that got a cover system like Gears. Exactly. That would be crazy. Not only that, it'll make it more tactical. And 3, it could potentially make it more fun, because when you look at Fortnite, when I play Fortnite, I play no build. Right. Like I like 0 build is best for me. I don't like building. But Gears of War is very simple. See, I love games that's easy and simple to play, but hard to master because of your timing and when to do stuff. Like, for example, when you look at Street Fighter 6 and their modern controls, right? And I asked my peoples over at NetherRealms about this too. Shout out to my man Tyler, because they kept things the same way with the dial-up system in Mortal Kombat when you play that. So my thing is, I love, like, one thing I can't stand is, like, if I'm playing Street Fighter and I do a Dukin, I could push one button and it's guaranteed and a Dukin is going to come out every time I push that button, because it's channeled to that one button in modern controls. So there's no error. Like, you know what I mean? It's just me knowing when to use it. But when I push the button, what I need to come out will always come out because the way it's designed. Right. Whereas in Mortal Kombat, there's a lot of times I do moves and I do back forward this, back forward that. And sometimes I jump. And I'm like, I didn't push jump. I hit back forward, but sometimes it jumps. So in the middle of a match, I'm doing something. I know what I did, but it didn't come out. So it feels like I lost, but not because of me, because that's not what I wanted to do. And things could feel different. So when I look at what you're saying about the arena shooter and battle royale, it would be so dope to have a system where you got a cover system instead of trying to build a fort. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, these simplistic ways of playing makes it more fun to play. Yep. And I'm the kind of person where I play games that have fun first. If I ain't having fun, I'm on to the next game, period. So I love your thought process on that, man. I think that right there is genius. So, yo, before we get out of here, is there any shout outs and anything that you want to say? Anybody that you want to shout out? You know, anything that you got going on that we should know about? Yo, the floor is yours, bro. Let them know what's up.
Shout out Rise, man. Without y'all, I wouldn't be where I'm at for sure. I appreciate you guys so much, and I'm gonna keep doing more for y'all. Shout out my family, of course. They got me since day one, obviously, and they helped me so much in this journey, you know, from traveling, all types of things. And shout out to my girl as well. Love her and thank her so much for all the help she gave me and help me just make my life easier. You know what I mean? Just help me grind this out and do what I gotta do, make the dream come true.
Yo, that's what I'm talking about. So on that note, it's the one and only go to the game, Hip Hop Gamer, on your hot 9-7 every day. That's my word. Javon Williams in the building, number 100K and up. Let's get it. And on that note, we out of here, baby. The